Richard Hoggart's Mass Media in a Mass Society, Myth and Reality, is a critical examination of the role of mass media in shaping contemporary culture, values, and social relationships. Through his incisive analysis, Hoggart addresses the complex ways in which mass media interacts with society, exploring its potential for both cultural enrichment and harm. Drawing from his extensive background in cultural studies, Hoggart critiques the assumptions and myths surrounding mass media, while reflecting on its real-world impact on individuals and communities. Hoggart begins by deconstructing the concept of a mass society, challenging the idea that modern societies are characterized by uniformity, passivity, and cultural homogenization. While acknowledging the vast reach and influence of mass media, he rejects the simplistic notion that it creates a monolithic culture. Instead, Hoggart argues that individuals and communities engage with media content in diverse and active ways, interpreting and negotiating its messages based on their unique social and cultural contexts. Central to the book is Hoggart's critique of the commercial nature of mass media. He examines how the media industry prioritizes profit over cultural value, producing content designed to attract the largest possible audience, rather than to inform, educate, or inspire. Hoggart is particularly critical of the sensationalism and superficiality that often characterize mass media, arguing that these tendencies contribute to a culture of distraction and trivialization. He warns that the emphasis on entertainment and consumerism risks undermining critical thought, meaningful engagement, and the pursuit of deeper cultural and intellectual pursuits. At the same time, Hoggart acknowledges the positive potential of mass media. He recognizes that media can serve as a powerful tool for education, communication, and social cohesion, providing people with access to information, diverse perspectives, and shared cultural experiences. He calls for a more responsible and thoughtful approach to media production, one that prioritizes public interest and cultural enrichment over commercial gain. For Hoggart, the challenge lies in harnessing the power of mass media to serve democratic and cultural goals, while mitigating its negative effects. Hoggart also explores the relationship between mass media and social class, emphasizing how media content often reflects and reinforces existing inequalities. He critiques the ways in which media representations of working-class life are frequently stereotypical, reductive, or condescending, perpetuating myths that marginalize and devalue working-class experiences. At the same time, he highlights the potential for media to amplify marginalized voices and foster greater understanding across social divides, provided it is used thoughtfully and inclusively. The book delves into the ways in which mass media shapes public discourse and cultural norms. Hoggart examines how media frames societal issues, influencing not only what people think about, but also how they think about it. He critiques the tendency of media to simplify complex issues, reducing them to easily digestible soundbites or sensational headlines. This approach, he argues, undermines the quality of public debate and diminishes the ability of individuals to critically engage with the world around them. Hoggart's analysis also addresses the psychological and emotional impact of mass media. He reflects on how the constant stream of media messages affects people's perceptions of themselves, their communities, and the broader world. While acknowledging the media's ability to foster connection and empathy, he warns of its potential to create feelings of alienation, anxiety, and disconnection, particularly when it promotes unrealistic ideals or sensationalizes conflict and division. One of the key themes in the book is the tension between media's role as a cultural unifier and its capacity to fragment society. On the one hand, mass media can create shared cultural touchstones, fostering a sense of collective identity and belonging. On the other hand, the proliferation of media channels and content can lead to cultural fragmentation, with individuals consuming media that reinforces their existing beliefs and isolating them from alternative perspectives. Hoggart explores this duality with nuance, highlighting the need for a balanced and inclusive media landscape. Hoggart is particularly concerned with the impact of media on young people, whom he sees as especially vulnerable to its influence. He critiques the ways in which media often targets youth, with content that prioritizes consumption and entertainment over education and critical thinking. He calls for greater responsibility on the part of media producers, educators, and policymakers to ensure that young people are exposed to diverse, meaningful, and enriching content that fosters their intellectual and moral development. Throughout mass media in a mass society, Hoggart's writing is informed by a deep commitment to cultural democracy and social justice. He advocates for a media landscape that reflects the diversity and complexity of society, providing space for a wide range of voices and perspectives. He emphasizes the importance of media literacy, encouraging individuals to critically engage with media content and to question its assumptions, biases, and intentions. Hoggart's approach is marked by a careful balance of critique and optimism. While he is deeply critical of the ways in which mass media can distort and trivialize culture, he remains hopeful about its potential to enrich and empower society. He calls for a more active and informed engagement with media, both on the part of audiences and media producers, as a means of fostering a more equitable and vibrant cultural landscape. Despite its strengths, mass media in a mass society has faced some critique. Some readers have argued that Hoggart's analysis is overly idealistic, underestimating the structural and economic constraints that shape media production. Others have suggested that his emphasis on the dangers of mass media reflects a cultural elitism, privileging traditional forms of cultural expression over newer popular ones. These critiques point to the ongoing tensions and debates within the field of media studies, particularly around questions of cultural value, power, and agency. Nevertheless, the book remains a seminal contribution to the study of media and culture. Hoggart's insights into the dynamics of mass media, its relationship with society, and its impact on individuals continue to resonate in an era of digital media, globalization, and rapidly changing communication technologies. His emphasis on the need for a critical and inclusive approach to media remains as relevant as ever, offering valuable perspectives for understanding and navigating the complexities of the contemporary media landscape. In conclusion, Richard Hoggart's Mass Media in a Mass Society, Myth and Reality provides a nuanced and thought-provoking exploration of the role of mass media in shaping culture and society. Through its analysis of themes such as consumerism, representation, public discourse, and media literacy. The book offers a critical yet hopeful vision of the potential for media to serve democratic and cultural goals. Hoggart's balanced and compassionate perspective makes this work a timeless contribution to the study of media and cultural studies, offering insights that continue to inform discussions about the challenges and possibilities of media in a mass society.